There we go, we've got the issue fixed. So yeah, sorry about the technical issues, folks. Turns out when the stream started, there was no sound coming out of the stream whatsoever, but we've managed to get the issues fixed now. So, yeah, here we go. This is JBL, currently 10th at the moment with a 132.092. Anybody on an outlap at the moment? Yep, we've got Elijah, yep. Elijah LeBlanc, he is on an outlap at the moment. So yeah, let's try this again from the top. We're right on board with Elijah LeBlanc here. Nearly 210 miles an hour. Slightly wide there at turn 1.
Yeah, I should scrub all of the speed off through those corners.
Yeah, he ran a little wide there at turn 1. Very easy to do here on this track.
First sector very tricky.
Yeah. Turns 4 and now sweeping. It's a short left-hander at turn 5. DRS wide open.
It's the apex part a little bit coming out of the chicane. It's very good into the chicane, but not so good on the second part of it. Leaving a lot of space to the side of the track.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those tracks where it's very difficult to get the optimum racing line.
Absolutely.
But once you get into the swing of it, it's a case of just see you later. But nevertheless, Elijah LeBlanc coming around the final corner, DRS wide open. It sounds like he's operating manual gears. 32.5. An okay lap time.
I'm not sure that's going to be enough though.
Yeah.
Dives out of the way.
Yeah. Here's a man that this season needs no introduction, Chris Harley. He was one of the championship contenders for Formula 2 before being snapped up for a Formula 1 seat. He's definitely had a season He's definitely had a season to remember. He's on a flying lap as well. There's yellow flags in Sector 2. I would imagine it's just for one of the drivers getting out of the way. Yes, it was. So since there was no sound for the stream when we started, let's run through once again. For those that are just joining us, welcome to the start of tonight's Extreme Racing League coverage. It's X1 on the Paul Ricard circuit here in France. I'm the Master of Ceremonies this evening, Fraser McKenzie, and joining me is Matt Anderson, my co-commentator. Championship standings for the X1. Philip Nilsson, who's not racing this evening, as Chris Harley comes across the line with a 130.7. Only a couple of tenths. Yeah, that should see him through comfortably. Championship standings. Philip Nilsson is not racing this evening. Instead, it is actually neither of the Racing Point drivers, Caesar or Philip, are racing this evening. Instead, those slots are being filled by Maxime Patou, who's currently 5th, and Jamie Keats, who's currently 12th. Both X2 drivers, we'll be seeing them in action at 8 p.m. UK time this evening. Anthony Waddington, who is racing this weekend, he's currently 4th in qualifying at the moment. He's our defending champion, 2nd in the standings with 77 points. Arthur Bowler doesn't look like he's racing this weekend. Instead, that is Derek Ekmanis filling his seat this evening. Jorge Simone still hasn't got a flying lap yet. There's only 5 minutes left. Derek on a flying lap as well. There's not many drivers out on the track right now, but you've got to think a few of these drivers are going to need to start thinking about getting out onto the track to try and improve on their lap time, because it's the slowest 5 cars we lose in this part of qualifying. We've got Dean Barry, who is Dean racing? Yep, he is racing this weekend. He is currently 3rd in the... He's 4th in the championship standings, but 3rd in qualifying at the moment. And then you've got Owen Lewis, runner-up last season. He is 6th. For the Constructors' Championship, it's very close at the top, as both Red Bulls decide to retire from the session. They're more than happy with their times. Racing Point at the top with 141 points, and Red Bull 2nd with 136. Mercedes with 103, and then you've got Ferrari with 71, Alfa Romeo with 68, Williams 67, Renault 48, McLaren 42, Toro Rosso 28, and Haas with 24. So yeah, despite everything that's going on in the world right now with this worldwide pandemic we're having to deal with right now, rest assured, folks, all of our league racing events will go ahead as scheduled.
Kind of the perfect thing to be doing in the circumstances.
Absolutely. And of course for people like me, it's a perfect opportunity to take part in the practice events throughout the week as well. You've got tomorrow night, you've got the Formula 2 free-for-all, which will be taking place in Austria, and then you've got the Knockout Cup on Wednesdays, which is a battle between TOTD and XRL, who's going to represent who each week. And then you've got the Classic Car Elimination event on Fridays, where we have where the admin team, they pick a classic car for the event. This past Friday we had the 1972 Lotus.
I heard it was a bit of a handful, that one.
Yeah, it is a big handful, especially when you've got no traction control.
Oh, yeah, I heard a lot of people were struggling with that one.
Yeah. But nevertheless, JBL, DRS Open, across the line. Does he improve? He does, but it looks like he invalidated the lap.
He didn't need that. And he's immediately pushed out.
Yeah, he needs to pick up the pace. If he's lucky, he might be able to cut. He might be able to get round for one more lap.
Smooth is about 9/10 up on his delta.
Yeah, Michael Booker, he's in the pits. He's not going to be advancing. Owen Lewis retires. He's happy with his time.
Oh yeah, there we go. Smooth jumps up, pushes Swifty Pickle into the airdrop zone. Jamie Keats is on the bubble and in the pits.
Yeah, that is dangerous, because you've got Neil, JBL, Callum MacArthur and Tom McGregor all out on track looking to improve on their lap times. But the question is, can they improve?
Riding on board with Swifty Pickle. Just come out the chicane. See what his sector's like. He's half a second up. He's going to push Jamie Keats out if he can keep it together.
And he's got the Renault of Chris Harley in front of him because Michael Booker's still in the pits. Well, I'll say Michael Booker, he's out. But those that are in the pits right now, has the gamble paid off? Because everyone up to Elijah is in danger of being eliminated. Does Neil improve? He does! And that's Jamie out!
I think the track's evolved right at the end there.
Straight up into 5th, just like that! Yellow flags in sector 1. Callum MacArthur's out. Only JBL can improve. And that puts Ivan in danger of being eliminated.
He's found about 4 attempts.
It's a tall order.
Very good through the chicane though. That's a nice line.
Absolutely. What's his time?
It's not found.
He's faster, but not
enough.
Faster, but not by much.
He's going to need a very, very strong final sector. Too bad through there.
This is definitely the
This is the tricky corner. He's turning a little early. He's held it though. Very easy to spin around touching that curve.
Absolutely. Only a couple of corners to go now. And JBL's out of ERS.
Very good final corner.
Is he going to improve?
Over the lap limit.
He does improve, but he's out.
Oh, no.
Jamie, JBL, Booker, MacArthur, and McGregor all out in this part of qualifying.
Incredibly close.
JBL will be really disappointed with that. He's not had the best start to the season at the moment. I mean, top 6 there. Look at that. Half a second between them. I have a feeling it'll be very close between them for the race. We'll see what happens because this is the point in qualifying now where strategy comes into play. Who is going to start on what tyres? I would imagine with not much difference between the softs and the mediums, you're probably looking at realistically a 2-stop strategy here today. So we've got a few drivers out on track. There's Dean Barry. He's going out on mediums. So it looks like, I would imagine, some of them will be going for mediums to hards. Or if you're going for softs, if you're starting on softs, you're definitely going to need to do a 2-stop strategy. With mediums, you might be able to get away with a 1-stop.
Yeah, I think
with the mediums,
you can't do a soft hard. It is very tricky. I personally recommend a medium hard run around here. It's very, very hard to manage the softs. They overheat, they wear very quickly. So I mean, I personally think that most will be going medium hard.
Yeah, and it's and there's not actually much difference between the softs and the mediums around here. There's only about half a second between them.
Yeah, there's not very much at all. That crossover point is very, very early on, especially if you start, obviously get through to Q3 and you start on the softs that you put a couple of hot laps into. That crossover point where mediums are going to be fast is going to be 2-3 laps at most. So you're at a huge disadvantage.
Absolutely. We've got the drivers that are out on track right now. You've got Ivan, Hanil, Waddington, Neil, Polini, and Barry. They are all out on track at the moment. Polini, interestingly, going for the hards. Which is very interesting.
That would probably suggest he's planning on qualifying on the mediums. There's maybe just getting his eye in a little bit, going out on the hards.
Yeah, it's interesting strategy called there. Hopefully it pays off for him. But nevertheless, here's Dean Barry. He is out on mediums right now. First car out onto the track. Michael Booker informed me at the start of qualifying that it was going to be dry throughout qualifying and the race. So a lot of yellow flags in Sector 1 at the moment. That'll have ruined a couple of laps for some of the drivers. Chris Harley's out on track. Elijah's out on track as well.
Yeah, one of the ways that the soft start can really pay off is if there's a safety car about lap 3 or 4, and then you can get in under the safety car, go onto the hards, because the hards do last pretty much the entire race here if you need them to. So I mean, that's one thing that can happen, but you don't want to be planning your whole race strategy around a safety car happening on a 2-lap window.
Very true there. Dean Barry across the line with a 132.204. Hanil Patel, 133.234. He's a full second down. But here's Chris Harley. Michael Booker wishing me good luck for the X3 race tonight. Thanks very much, Michael. Much appreciated.
So are you
the last
with the move to
the last
full quad?
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah. So, the last 3 races for me haven't exactly been the best. Spain, I forgot my setup. Monaco, forgot the setup. And Canada just involved in a couple of incidents at the start. One of the incidents behind the safety car, and that was my race. That was my race up in smoke there. But hopefully I'll start to pick up as far as the championship is concerned. But we'll cross each bridge when we get to it.
So how do you feel about the move to full qualifying for X3? Do you prefer it, or do you prefer the shorter format?
Well, I actually prefer full qualifying, to be honest, because it gives me a chance. To optimize my race strategy rather than just sticking with the conventional method I've had of just all soft tyres throughout qualifying and going for a 2-stop during the race here. But yeah, like you've said, mediums to hards, the optimum strategy here.
Beard's just put down a 1:31.3 on the mediums. It's a very, very strong time.
That is a very good lap time. That should comfortably see him through, unless everyone switches to softs, which unless their strategy is on mediums and they're in danger of being eliminated, you might have to swallow your pride and go for the softs. Piclo, 32.2, puts him 4th. He is Patu. And you've got Waddington out on track as well, and it looks like Waddington's actually right behind him. So we'll see where Waddington is on track. Yes, he is. He is right behind Patu. Yellow flags. That'll be for Anthony Bauer. What's his second sector time going to be? It's purple. Purple sector 2. Oh, hang on a second.
Ran a little deep there.
I think we've just had a weather update. Apparently there could actually be rain in about 10 to 15 minutes. Now I don't know if that's I don't know if that's going to cause any concern for anybody here, because the rain won't affect what tyres everybody starts on, as Waddington 1:30.534. That'll definitely see him through. Yeah, I think he'll be going for a 2-stop. Yeah, I think he's going for a 2-stop here. But who knows? McManus very good with his ERS management, and across the line 32.0. So all but 2 drivers are on mediums at the moment. Elijah and Waddington the only drivers on soft tyres. Pete Polini on hards. That's not going to be enough to see him through. We've got Mad King Glenn in the Twitch chat right now, saying, "Watch us X3 get shafted with wet qualifying and wet race."
Oh, I reckon there's a good chance at least one of these races is going to be full wet. France is a track that's known for quite a bit of rain, and we're not getting any with the X1 race. So I'd probably suspect at least one of the races this evening would be wet conditions. As an X2 driver, I really hope it's X3.
Well, it'll certainly cause a lot of havoc for it'll certainly cause a lot of havoc, but it'll definitely add a little bit of unpredictability, because at least with the Formula 1 cars, unlike the classic cars and the F2 cars, they do have intermediate tyres as an option, whereas with the F2 and the classic cars, it's just dries and wets, and that's it. Four minutes to go in this session.
This track is one of the tracks is a little bit harder than some of the others for the wet conditions. There's just a couple of corners, like there's the flat-out right-hander just at the beginning of Sector 3 is incredibly treacherous when it's been raining.
Yeah, and shots fired from Michael Booker, Matt. Probably aimed at you, saying, I'm hoping for both X2 and X3 as Matt loves being a duck. LOL. Shots fired.
Talking about people crashing out, it will likely be me.
Yeah, Newman into the pits. He hasn't got much time left. Neither does Neil.
Yeah, it's a long way around here.
Yeah, it's about 3.6 miles. Yeah, 3.6 miles around this circuit. So it's just going to be a case that
I think I would have left myself 2 laps, so I don't think I would have given myself a one-shot situation. Certainly with the mediums as well, you can afford to.
I mean, I've done that. I've done that one-lap situation as well, and it has not gone well. It has not gone well on a number of occasions, because you leave yourself with just that one shot to get a good lap in, and if you mess up the lap, that's it.
Yeah, you could hit traffic. A number of things could happen. Yellow flag situation.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, it's a See, it to me would seem like an unneeded pressure.
Yeah. Yellow flags in sector 2. That was for Pellini, who's on an outlap at the moment.
I'm surprised to see the number of
He's
cars
on
going
mediums.
for the soft tyres.
Pellini's on mediums. And the mediums are about 1.5 seconds quicker than the hard tyres.
Joe Newman's left that well too late.
What he's going to need to do is he's going to need to cut some corners.
I don't believe he can. I think they've made that. They changed the ruling. I think that would be a quali ban. You have to drive all the way around the track.
Yeah. I mean, he's only coming round to turn 7. He's only coming down the back straight right now. He might not make it. He might not make it for a lap at all.
I think he was only pulling out the end of the pits about 1 minute 30. And it's about 1 minute 32 lap on
yeah,
with the engine fully turned up.
Yeah, and Michael's just confirmed that if you do cut corners to try and get a lap in, it's a quali ban. Michael's just confirmed that with me.
Well, he certainly hasn't done that so far. A legitimate outlap.
There's 25 seconds left. Neil will definitely make it, but can Joe?
Yeah, I think he's just going to make it. It's going to be close.
5, 4, 3, 2.
He's done it.
He has. He's made it.
Incredibly close. Pete Pellini, 8 attempts up. That will be enough, just about.
I think he should comfortably get through.
Got to keep it tidy on this last couple of corners. Looks pretty good. I think that's going to be enough. Oh, it is. Oh, massive.
31-2. 31-2. That's a huge boost there. So that's Ivan out. Holgay's out.
The path on the bubble. Oh, Swifty Pickle nearly lost it. I think he's going to have to back out of that. I don't think he's scrubbed too much speed off. So, yeah, this is what we were saying, leaving it to a one-shot.
Really touch and go. But Neil's coming around the final corner now. DRS wide open. He needs a 31.9 to beat. And he invalidated the lap. His lap was invalidated, but...
Joe jumps to fourth, though.
What a lap he pulled out there. 30.944. This is your top 10. It's Warrington, Piccolo, Patel, Newman, LeBlanc, Lewis, Polini, Harley, Bauer, and Barry. That's your top 10. You've got Patu, Ivan, Simone, Ekmanis, and Neil. That's who's out. You've got the top 6 from that top 10 who are going into the shootout. They're going to be at a disadvantage starting on the softs. And oh, Chris Harley was right. Chris Harley was right. There's the rain.
They're all going to have to rush out. If it's not intermediate tyres, the best times to be set are going to be the people that get across the line first. We could see quite a feisty outlap.
That has definitely thrown a spanner in the works. That has definitely thrown a spanner in the works. Chris Harley and Hanil Patel, they're the first 2 out on track. But interestingly, it looks like it's the Haas drivers, they're coming out as well now. But it looks like as it stands, it's just very, very light rain.
But still, I mean, any amount of rain the lap time is only going to drop off. So you're going to want to get out and you're going to get your lap down nice and quickly.
Yeah. So Joe Newman, interestingly, electing to stay in the pit because now I think from that it looks like he's gonna wait it out to see if this rain gets any heavier. Now that could be interesting if that ends up paying off.
The lap time's only going to get slower as it gets wetter, even if you're never gonna beat a soft time with an inter. So he needs to get out basically.
Hanil Patel first to cross the line. We'll see what the times are like. Patel slightly wide out on the exit of turn 2. So let's see what the sector 2 time is like, because you're looking at on the stopwatch, you're looking at roughly getting there for 52, 53 seconds roughly. And
So it's
Patel's already a couple of seconds down from that.
But it's still, you know, it's not huge amounts of time. It's still, you know, it's definitely still dry tyre conditions.
Joe Newman's just coming out of the pits now.
It looks like it's getting wetter, not drier. It's certainly the last sector here looks very, very slippery.
Yeah, especially with those wide corners, 11, 12, and 13.
There's a lot of traffic coming through sector 3 right now. Nose to tail.
And Patel, 34.8. Here comes Harley, 33.9. Polini, 33.6. Bauer, 33.9. A few of the drivers invalidating their laps. Waddington back into the pits. Yellow flags, that's for Anthony Bauer. And Booker's just informed me that Hanil Patel is going to get a qualifying ban for the corner cutting we were just mentioning towards the tail end of the second part of qualifying. Elijah with a 35.8.
I think we might have seen our fastest laps.
Very gingerly through turn 11.
I think this could be huge for Toro Rosso here.
Absolutely. Oh dear, what is Hanil Patel doing? Booker's just informed us. Patel tried to drive backwards to get into the pits. 37.1 for Joe.
I definitely missed that.
Well, it's a lucky job, Michael Booker, who's one of our admins for the XRL. Massive kudos to him, despite not making it through to the latter stages of qualifying. He is actually able to keep us up to date with what is going on while he's spectating.
There seems to be a decent amount of standing water on the track now. You can see it really starting to build up in a few places. I mean, if any of the drivers are going to get a decent lap, it's probably going to be Waddington, but don't think it's
and
happening.
LeBlanc. LeBlanc has retired from the session, but he retired in the pits. Elijah retired in the pits. And Bauer's retired as well. Looks like everyone's throwing in the towel here So it looks like it'll be Pete Polini that takes pole position here. And Wallington's lost it! He's lost it! And he's hit the wall! He lost it and he hit the wall!
There's a long way to the wall there. That was a massive slide.
And Chris Harley's struggling as well. There you go, DRS disabled. That's it, that's the end of qualifying. I'm trying to see if Waddington actually... Yeah, his right end plate's gone.
It's very much into conditions now, so... I mean, regardless of that accident, he wouldn't have... I don't think he would have managed to post a decent time. It's no longer dry weather condition, dry tyre conditions.
So that's it then. Pete Polini secures pole position for the French Grand Prix.
Yeah, as we suspected, those first couple of laps round were the fastest ones.
Absolutely. And Waddington saying in the Twitch chat, squeaky bum time, taking a page out of Alex Ferguson's playbook.
Yeah, that was impressive. That was a good crash. I enjoyed that.
It looks like Hanil Patel and Dean Barry, they're not retiring from the session yet. And there we go, Patel's retired. Is Dean Barry going to follow suit now? Or is he just going to run down the clock? Looks like Barry's just going to run down the clock. And there you go. So Pete Polini on pole, Chris Harley second, Anthony Bauer third, Owen Lewis, Hanil Patel, Piclo, LeBlanc, Dean Barry, Joe Newman, and Anthony Waddington. Waddington, the only driver yet that didn't set a lap time. So while Matt Anderson's on his break, so here we go, folks. It is round 8 of the Extreme 1 Racing League Championship Season 2. We are at the Paul Ricard circuit here in France. France has a population of 67 million people, 27 different regions, and one of the regions, Corsica, the birthplace of Napoleon. The circuit, Paul Ricard circuit, opened in April 19th, 1970, and 7 times the winner at the circuit went on to win the championship. And Alain Prost, the most successful at this circuit, with 4 wins under his belt. 3.6 miles, 2 DRS zones, 15 corners, 6 to the left and 9 to the right. Top speed of potentially about 210 miles an hour around this track. So here we go. The action zones to look out for. The run down to turn 1. It's always a chaotic affair. Bottas versus Vettel can attest to that in the 2018 race. Turn 8 as well. Very easy to... It's a great run down the DRS straight. Raikkonen and Ricciardo. And then you've got turn 11. Hubert in the TOTD Elite race last season, he ended up spinning, and that cost him the win. 3 tyre compounds with us this weekend. The C4 for the soft, about half a second a lap quicker than the C3, which is the medium. And then you've got the C2, which is the hard. And you're looking at roughly 29 to 30 seconds to make your pit stop around this track. So here's the starting grid then. It is Pete Polini on pole position. Then you've got Chris Harley alongside him on the front row. Anthony Bauer, best of the Red Bull drivers, in 3rd. Then you've got Owen Lewis in 4th. Hanil Patel, he'll be serving a qualifying ban for the next race he takes part in 5th. Pete Clough, great performance from him in 6th. Then you've got Elijah LeBlanc in 7th. Dean Barry alongside him in 8th. Joe Newman in 9th, and Wallington, the only driver in Q3 that didn't set a lap time. Maxime Patou is home race this evening. He is in 11th, and then you've got Ivan alongside him. Then you've got Jorge Simone and Derek Egmanis, followed by Neil and Jamie Keats. Jamie, it was a qualifying session to forget for him. JBL, he'll be hoping to make his way through the field here in 17th. Then in 18th, you've got Michael Booker, and then you've got Callum MacArthur and Tom McGregor rounding up the grid. So majority of the drivers starting on mediums.
It's really crucial for those soft runners to try and get out ahead to begin with. They need to try and build up a gap in the first couple of laps, otherwise they're really going to struggle for strategy.
Absolutely, because you're looking at, because as we were saying in qualifying, realistically with the softs, you're probably looking at a 2-stop strategy. You'll be either soft mediums or soft medium, but we'll see what happens. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, the Veloci Esports team, they are doing their own Australian Grand Prix, since we don't have the actual Australian Grand Prix to talk about here. They've got that going on right now, and one of their and we've got a Formula E driver, Stoffel Van Dorn, and McLaren driver Lando Norris taking part in this race, and the drivers are readying up. So here we go. No formation lap for the XRL, unlike TOTD. But here come the lights, and when they go out, it will be race time in France. Polini got a good start. Everyone in the top 4 had a good start. Few drivers dropping a couple of positions. And it's... oh my word, what's happened there? That's one of the racing points. Very clean through the first corner. Oh, a bit of a look up there from one of the Williams. That was Patel. And, LeBlanc's going down the order. What happened there? And, oh, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of front wing damage. Eight places LeBlanc's lost off the start. Waddington's had a good start as well. But we look at this side by side. Chris Harley and Pete Polini side by side through the chicane. Oh, and Lewis wants a piece of the action as well. Yellow flags in sector 2. That's MacArthur and Booker. They've had it coming together by the looks of it. And Ivan going down the order as well. Chaotic start, as always with the XRL. And Himil Patel. Patel is plummeting down the order. What on earth happened there? But
Waddington, Newman, Patel 3 wide into the second to last corner. Patel come off
my word. And Waddington up into 5th now. So this is the running order at the end of lap 1. Polini 1st, Harley 2nd, Lewis 3rd, Bauer 4th, Waddington 5th, Piccolo 6th, Newman 7th, Barry 8th, Patoon 9th, and Neil rounding up the top 10. And Elijah is right down at the bottom of the field. Both end plates of his front wing are gone. That's going to be a very long lap for him. It's a very long lap for him to try and recover. And yellow flag. No more yellow flag. There's more carnage.
Huge accident.
More carnage. Neil and Joe Newman. It's all happening here, folks.
Jamie Keats just made a move on Cyclone. Very aggressive start to this race.
Absolutely.
Half diving into the pits.
Yeah, that's Patu. Yeah, he's more than likely got front wing damage. DRS is now enabled here. And you've got the top 6 cars all within DRS range of each other. Right now we're focusing on this, on the battle of the ants here with Piccolo. The Red Bulls are sandwiched in between the Alphas. Patu and LeBlanc, they are both into the pits for front wing changes. Waddington has DRS, but so does Bauer. So the biggest winners off the start: Tom McGregor, 6 places. Ekmanis, Simone, Waddington, Keats, JBL, they all got 5 places. Patel lost 8, Newman lost 6, and Patu lost 8, and LeBlanc lost 13. In the bottom 4, MacArthur, Booker, Patu, and LeBlanc, they are all on hard tyres to get through to the end of the race. But I mean, look at this. You've got 6 cars here, all battling for the lead. And this is only gonna hurt people like Lewis, Wannington, and Piccolo, because they're starting on the softs. Everyone else around them on mediums.
If they don't make the overtake now, those softs are gonna go off in a lap or two, and they're really gonna start to struggle.
Absolutely. But Ekmanis managed to get past Jorge for 8th place. Meanwhile. Oh, Lewis closing in on Harley. Thinks better of it.
JBL's trying to make a move on Jamie Keats in this chicane.
Doesn't quite make it stick. But Joe Newman gets past Neil. And Chris Harley right on the back of Pellini. Didn't have a good run out of the final corner. And Michael Booker back into the pits. That'll be another front wing change. Booker now onto mediums. And oh, Chris Harley going to try and have a lunge into turn 11. Thinks better of it.
He had a good look.
He certainly went for it.
Owen Lewis seems to be dropping off the back of them a little bit now. I think these soft runners are going to start to really feel it.
Absolutely. Chris Harley had an okay run out of the final corner. He's got his DRS. Dean Barry gets the fastest lap of the race. Meanwhile, 3:24, sorry. And Tom McGregor, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Waddington actually starting to fall away from his teammate now. And Jorge with the first on-track penalty today for the track infringements.
It is all over the back of Maverick. Coming out of the chicane.
And Waddington trying his best to keep Piccolo behind him. But look how close Piccolo is to Waddington.
He's going to try it again, same corner. Much further forward this time.
Side by side! They almost touch! Pellini's going to have the inside line! Shuts the door! Chris Harley having none of it! And Chris takes the lead of the race! Pellini wasn't giving up without a fight there. Jamie with a 5-second time penalty there as Owen Lewis comes into the pits, as does Waddington and Piccolo. And how's about that? Piccolo managing to leapfrog Waddington in the pits. How crucial was that? Newman, interestingly, going on to the hards to get to the end of the race. The crowd are loving this.
Maybe keep some randoms.
Jamie up into 5th now. Very well played from him. Probably an inspired choice for Jamie to start on the hard tyres.
Yeah, he seems to be making it work. Should be fast at the end, wherever he goes to soft or mediums. I suspect most people will all be running hards at that point. JBL now all over the back of the rounds.
And Polini gets back past Chris Harley, back into the lead. This is going to be a great battle between these two. Bauer's now in on the action as well.
He's going to try the same move again. Backs out.
Thinks better of it. Three-car scrap here for the lead. As we head into lap 9, everyone's now on either mediums or hards. Anthony Bauer into the pits. He had yet to make a stop.
This seems a little early for the medium. Could be trying an undercut.
Yeah. Yeah, that is very interesting because everyone else ahead of him is yet to make a stop. Everyone up to 8th yet to make a stop. Holgay's yet to make a stop, and MacArthur's yet to make a stop either. That could prove to be an inspired decision. None of the front runners coming into the pits as of yet. They all elect to stay out. That could prove to be. That could be an interesting. That could prove to be pivotal later on in the race. Pellini trying to keep Chris Harley behind him. Harley getting through. Patel with a time penalty. Waddington starting to make his way through the field now. Approaching half distance now. Still battling for the lead, Chris Harley and Pete Pellini. And Callum MacArthur. Callum MacArthur's had an off. Jorge Simone's in the pits.
Pete Pellini's going to make a move into the chicane again.
He goes for it, and he makes it stick! What do you have to do to separate these two? Owen Lewis getting past Ivan meanwhile.
Pete Pellini's pitting.
The leader's in the pits. And Dean Barry's in as well. He gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane though. Interestingly, they're the only two that come in. But this is incredible. Booker with a 3-second time penalty. Neil gets past Ivan. But this just... I mean, look at the top four right now. I mean, Chris Harley, front row, he's leading. Jamie Keats, JBL, starting 16th and 17th respectively, are now 2nd and 3rd. And Derek Ekmanis started 14th, he's now 10th. As JBL comes in, JBL's in the pits now.
The Path and Cyclone are battling in the third sector.
Patel and Patu. Patu's got DRS. The gap between Harley and Keats, that gap is closing. Granted, not by much at the moment, but it is definitely closing. And Chris Harley, the leader's in the pits. Chris Harley's in the pits. Here we go.
5-second penalty for speeding.
That's the sort of thing he really could have done without. And Jamie comes in as well. Very quick stop there. And Ekmanis is in the pits as well now. And that means Owen Lewis is going to take the lead in the race. Ivan's in as well. And Bauer gets ahead. Bauer gets ahead. How crucial is that going to be?
Yeah, he's managed to undercut them both.
Absolute masterstroke there. "14 laps on those hard tyres. Massive kudos to Jamie. Waddington's going to need to make another. Waddington's going to need to make another stop soon. Yellow flag to sector 3. I think that would have been for MacArthur. Booker with another time penalty. I mean, those that are on 8, 9, 10 lap old mediums, they'll definitely need to stop again. But they'll be so much faster than those that are on the hard tyres right now.
Jamie Keats is carving back through the pack now. Well, those fresh
He's already
tyres.
back up to 11th.
I think Patel's going to manage to stop him here. Easily pass.
Through with ease. Jamie into the points. And as we say that, he gets a time penalty.
Commentators guess.
Yep.
Chris
Harley. Chris Harley! Is he going to get through? Yes, he is!
Those fresher tyres really paying off.
5 laps fresher than Bowers. And Booker into the pits now. And it's Owen Lewis that has the fastest lap of the race at the moment with a 34.6. Fastest lap outside the top 10 is a 35.3. 35.2 actually. Cal MacArthur has the fastest lap outside the top 10 at the moment.
I don't want to jinx it, but all 20 cars still running.
Have we actually had any races in both TOTD and XRL that have had all 20 cars finishing?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, this could definitely be the first one of the season.
Still got 10 laps to go, you never know.
Yeah, Michael Booker's just confirmed there. We've had no races where all 20 cars have finished. I mean, he's at the back. He might as well. He might as well give us the info.
We had a bit of a safety car finish last night in TOTD. Added a hell of a lot of drama. We might see something similar here. Jamie Keats making a move on JBR. Into the chicane, there's another person past.
Patu gets past Patel meanwhile. Piccolo into the pits. He'll more than likely be going for another set of mediums. Nine laps to go. We're into the final third here. Chris Harley struggling to keep up with Owen Lewis.
He's going to have to pit again though, so... And he's not got a big enough gap. Lewis is actually going to drop down quite a lot of positions. I imagine if he's not going to pit now, he'll pit in the next lap.
Yeah, Waddington will need to pit as well.
Oh, Anthony Bowers gone round. He's lost it. Oh, he's managed to catch it.
And that's
lost a few seconds.
And that's put Dean Barry right onto his gearbox as Owen Lewis comes in. And that's Chris Harley back in the lead of the race. Jamie, fastest lap of the race, 33.8. He was up into second at one point, and now he's carved his way back up into sixth. He could potentially if he keeps going at this rate, he might go for a podium here. Oh, yellow flags at sector 3. It's for MacArthur. Booker gets past. Jamie with another 3-second penalty. Got to be careful not to rack up too many of those or risk disqualification. And Patu in the pits now. Going for softs. He's going to go for the fastest lap outside the top 10.
When Lewis trying to fight his way back up through the grid, he's stuck behind randoms at the moment though. Right in his gearbox. JBL's going to have 2 cars coming past him as well. 3 wide into the chicane. Contact.
Lewis gets a place. Lewis manages to get a place. Now he's got to get past JBL. LeBlanc getting past McGregor. Oh, and Lewis almost getting past JBL there. Oh, they almost touch. Patel in the pits. DRS. Nothing JBL could do about that. Lewis up into 7th.
Oh, random struts. Oh, he's gone round.
And that's front wing damage. Front wing damage for Manis. And oh, he almost collected his teammate. He almost collected his teammate there.
JBL and Neil going at it. Battling through the chicane.
6 to go after this.
JBL might try and overtake here into turn 1. He's gone for it.
Makes it, but Neil shuts the door on him.
Here we go again. Oh, JBL completely misses the corner.
He might have to let him back through. He would have done it by now if he had. Jorge, fastest lap of the race, 32.276. Four to go after this. So now, as we all know, this is the point where we where I asked my co-commentator who you think deserves driver of the day.
I think Jamie Keats definitely deserves quite an honourable mention. I think he's really made that strategy work for himself. He's managed to bring himself up from towards the back of the grid twice in this race. I don't think you can look much past Chris in the Renault. Battled very strongly with Maverick and definitely Pete Blaney. Sorry. If Jamie Keats can bring it home in a top 5 position, I'm going to say Jamie Keats. Otherwise, I'm going to say Chris in the Renault probably deserves it.
Yeah, Ivan into the pits now. A lot of the drivers outside the top 10 going on to soft tyres. They'll be going for the fastest lap. Dean still on the back of Bauer. And you've got Jamie Keats right on the back of Waddington now.
I think Waddington's trying to make the one-stop soft medium work. He must be. His tyres must be pretty much completely gone.
That is very ambitious. 17 laps on those mediums. If it were me, I would have swallowed my pride and gone for the 2-stop.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to lose his position to Jamie, but might be able to just about limp it home before Owen Lewis can catch him. Oh, we've got a retirement.
Oh, Tom McGregor's gone. Tom McGregor's coming to the pits and he's retired. Yeah. And the streak continues.
So close. So close.
We were 3 laps from the end. But nevertheless, Dean Barry gets past Bauer with ease. Now, can Barry catch Chris Harley?
Jamie Keats is going to make a move on Waddington.
Now, I'm not sure what the penalty situation is like at the moment, but Jamie gets past Waddington just like that.
It's not a lot you can do on those worn tyres.
And Jamie almost loses it! Can Waddington take advantage? Gonna have the outside line heading into turn 10. Jamie has the racing line. Still side by side. Waddington backs out. I don't blame him. I don't know what the penalty situation is like at the moment.
Let me check it out.
Because I don't think... I think the only penalty Chris has is for speeding in the pit lane.
I don't think that was served though, so that will be added at the end. Dean.
Yeah.
Dean has 15 seconds worth of penalties, so he's not going to trouble him. Anthony
Yeah,
Bauer
not gonna
doesn't
trouble
have
Chris.
any penalties at the moment though. So
Bauer
he could potentially win.
Could leapfrog from third all the way to the top step of the podium.
Pete Pellini's also clean of penalties.
Jamie's got a few penalties. We've got to keep that in mind.
Jamie's got 15 seconds worth of penalties.
Yeah, so he'll go to at least 7th.
Yeah,
and Michael Booker
Sorry.
cross the pit lane exit. 5 seconds for that. Waddington tries to go into the chicane, but Jamie shuts the door on him. We're on to the penultimate lap.
He doesn't need to overtake him, but I don't think Waddington really minds that. He would rather do it on the track than through penalties.
Unless Waddington's got penalties himself. He tries to switch back. Oh my word, they almost touch.
And nearly ended in tears.
Chris Harley comes round to start his final lap.
David Keats seems to be really struggling.
Struggling to keep Waddington behind. Ivan gets past LeBlanc meanwhile. So Chris Harley coming around the final sequence of corners now. Great qualifying performance. He's kept his nose clean throughout a majority of the race. Just a couple of corners now. What is going to happen as far as the penalty situation is concerned? Chris Harley comes across the line. He takes the checkered flag. 5 seconds to penalties there. And there we go. And there it is. And Bauer takes the win of the French Grand Prix. Pete Pellini promoted to third. Waddington up into fourth because of the penalties. Jamie down to 7th now. So your podium is Bauer, Harley, Pellini. That's your podium. Waddington 4th.
JBL's run out of fuel again.
No. And yet despite that, he still gets
He lost about
the
3
last
positions though.
position.
As he crawled along towards the finish line, about 3 cars went past him.
It's Jorge Simon that has the fastest lap of the race. Jamie with the fastest lap inside the top 10 with a 33.8. And Jorge takes the fastest lap outside the top 10. And there we go. I think JBL will definitely be wanting to work on his fuel management. So let's just recap what happened with the race results. Chris Harley keeping second place after qualifying second. Polini pole, finishing third. Bauer third, takes the win. Waddington, great recovery drive. Dean Barry, Owen Lewis, Jamie Keats. I would definitely say my driver of the day there, based on his recovery. Piclo, Newman, and JBL, that's your top 10. Then you've got Patel, Neil, Patu. Not what he would have wanted for his home race. Ivan, LeBlanc, Ekmanis, Simone, MacArthur, and Booker. And McGregor, the only non-finisher. Right, so I'm going to go and get ready for the X3 race. So Matt, as always, thanks very much for joining me.
No worries, always a pleasure.
And stay tuned, folks, because we've got the X3 coming up at 7. And then at 8, we've got the X2 race. Until then, it's good night from us. Thanks for watching.